Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about photosynthetic protist, which includes Chrysophyta, Pyrophyta, and Euglenophyta. Examples for Chrysophyta: diatoms, golden brown algae. Examples for Pyrophyta: Noctiluca and Goniolax. Example for Euglenophyta: Euglena. In this class, let us discuss about Myxomycophyta. Myxomycophyta or slime molds. Myxomycophyta includes slime molds, which exhibits protist characters as well as some characters of fungi. Myxomycophyta are slime molds. These Myxomycophyta or slime molds are heterotrophic protists. They are heterotrophic protists. Heterotrophic protist means they cannot prepare their own food. They are always dependent on another organism for food, and usually they are saprophytes. They are saprophytes. In case of heterotrophs, there are two types. Such as parasites and saprophytes. Parasites are the organisms which are dependent on another living organism for food. They are called as parasites. Saprophytes are the organisms which are dependent on dead and decaying organic matter. These Myxomycophyta are saprophytes. They are saprophytes. That means they are dependent on decaying organic matter. Decaying organic matter, like decaying twigs, plant twigs or plant branches, decaying plant branches and decaying leaves. After the death of the plant material, it undergoes decomposition. These Myxomycophyta are saprophytes, means they are dependent on decaying twigs and leaves of the plants. During their vegetative phase, it exhibits usually two phases. One is vegetative and another one is reproductive phase. Vegetative phase means at that time that organism grows. It is not undergone maturation. That is vegetative phase. During vegetative phase, these Myxomycophyta or slime molds appear as slimy mass. They appear as slimy mass. Hence they are called as slime molds. Slimy or sticky to touch. Slimy molds. During the vegetative phase, these Myxomycophyta forms an aggregation. Aggregation means groups. Or they appear as slimy mass. Mass means group. Group of organisms are present together and they are sticky to touch. Sticky to touch or slimy to touch. Like mucus which comes out of the nostril during cough or during common cold. That is slimy to touch. In the same form, these organisms appear during the vegetative phase. Hence, they are called as slime molds. Slime molds. During favorable condition means which is suitable for their growth. Condition which is suitable for its growth means availability of food, water and temperature is suitable for their growth and multiplication. That is called favorable condition or well suitable for their growth. During favorable condition, the These slime molds forms an aggregation. It forms an aggregation. Aggregation means group. Aggregation means all these slime molds comes together. All these slime molds comes together. That is called aggregation. That aggregation is called as plasmodium. During favorable condition or in favorable condition, these slime molds forms an aggregation. They forms a group that is called as plasmodium. Plasmodium. Under unfavorable condition or in presence of unfavorable condition, this plasmodium differentiates. When condition is suitable for its growth, at that time slime molds forms plasmodium, that is an aggregation. But in presence of unfavorable condition, means condition which is not suitable for their growth, unfavorable condition. In such condition, plasmodium differentiates. Plasmodium differentiates means undergoes modification. Differentiation means modification and forms fruiting body. Plasmodium differentiates and forms fruiting body having spores at its tip. It forms fruiting bodies having spores. Having spores at its tip. If you are seeing the structure of fungi, in case of fungi, fruiting bodies you might have seen in the structure of fungi. Say for example, consider it's a fungi here. Fruiting, this is called as fruiting body. It's a spherical shape or oval shaped structure. And inside the fruiting body, the development of spores takes place. These are called spores. These are called spores. In the same way, in presence of unfavorable condition, this slime molds differentiates to form fruiting bodies, and fruiting bodies base or they have spores at its tip. Presence of spores at the tip of the fruiting body. And these spores are having thick wall. Spores are having thick wall. They have thick wall. And the thick wall provides resistance in adverse condition. Means when the condition is not suitable for their growth or for their survivalness, at that time the slime molds forms a plasmodium of the slime molds differentiates and forms fruiting bodies, and the fruiting bodies bear spores at their tip. These spores are having thick wall. Because of the presence of thick wall, they will survive in adverse condition. Adverse condition means condition which is not suitable for their growth. Adverse condition, for example, presence of high temperature, unavailability of food is not available, or water is not available. Condition is not suitable for their growth or for their survival. At that time, they produce spores in order to survive themselves. And the spores are having thick wall. And this thick wall is resistant to adverse condition. Resistant means because of the presence of the thick wall, the content which is present inside the spores are protected. These things are protected because of the presence of thick wall. Because it will not rupture. Thick wall of the spores will not rupture in the presence of high temperature or in the absence of food or in the absence of water. It will remain as it is for many years. These spores will remain on the earth for many years. In the presence of adverse condition or in the presence of unfavorable conditions. And the spores can be dispersed by air. Dispersed means the spores which are present in this region move to this region along with air, through air or through wind. The spores which are present in the particular area, or for example this area, goes to another area along with wind or along with air, like dust particles. When air moves from one area to another area, along with that air, dust particles also move. In the same way, spores are also dispersed from one place to another place by air current or by wind. This is about slime molds. Then examples of slime molds: Physarum, Stemnotis, are examples for slime molds of Myxomycophyta. This is about Myxomycophyta. Next one is protozoan protist. Here you may get the question that what are slime molds, or why Myxomycophyta are also called as slime molds. Give any two examples for slime molds. These are important here. This is important for 1 mark. Usually they will ask for 1 mark, rarely for 2 marks. Not more than that. Next one is protozoan protista. Protozoan protista, which includes protozoans. These protozoan protista may be present in fresh water or in marine water, means salt water, sea water, ocean water. That is called marine water. Based on the presence of locomotory organelles or locomotory structures, these protozoan protista are classified into 4 groups based on the type of locomotory organelles. Based on type of locomotory organelles. They are classified into 4 types or 4 groups, such as Sarcodina, Mastigophora, ciliated protozoans, then sporozoans, last one. Sarcodina is nothing but amoeboid protozoans. Based on the type of locomotory organelles, means which locomotory structure is present in their body. There are mainly pseudopodia or cilia or flagella are the locomotory structure present in case of protista. Based on the type of locomotory organelle present in the body, protozoan protista are classified into 4 groups or into 4 types, such as amoeboid protozoans, flagellated protozoans, ciliated protozoans, and last one is sporozoans. Amoeboid protozoans are also called as Sarcodina. Here the locomotory structure pseudopodia is present. Here the locomotory structure pseudopodia are false feet. Pseudopodia are false feet is present as locomotory structure in case of amoeboid protozoans. These amoeboid protozoans capture the food. They capture the food and they move from one place to another place by putting out pseudopodia. Structure of amoeba, which contains nucleus, here cytoplasm, vacuoles, food vacuoles are present here. This is the structure of amoeba, and consider this is falciparum or pseudopodia. By the help of this pseudopodia, these amoeba capture their food. They capture their food, or they can move from one place to another place. And amoeboid protozoans are present in fresh water, in marine water or in sea water, and sometimes they are present in moist soil, wet soil. They may be present in moist soil or wet soil or fresh water or in sea water. Examples for amoeboid protozoans: amoeba, entamoeba histolytica, is also one of the examples for amoeboid protozoans. You should know what are amoeboid protozoans, or the type of locomotory organelle present in this, and one example. Type of locomotory structure or organelle present in the amoeboid protozoans is pseudopodia. Example: amoeba or entamoeba histolytica. Second one is flagellated protozoans. Flagellated protozoans. Name itself indicates flagellated protozoans. Here the locomotor structure is flagella, or they are also called as mastigophora. Flagellated protozoans are also called as mastigophora. Here the locomotor structure is flagella. It is a long hair-like structure. Flagella is a long hair-like structure. By the help of this flagella, these protozoans move from one place to another place. Examples for flagellated protozoan is trypanosoma. Trypanosoma is one of the examples for flagellated protozoans. Then next one is ciliated protozoan. Ciliated protozoans. Here the locomotory structure or locomotory organelle cilia is present. Locomotory structure is cilia. In case of ciliated protozoans, the locomotory structure is cilia. Cilia is a small hair-like protoplasmic outgrowth. Small hair-like protoplasmic outgrowth. It's a very small, like this, very small hair-like protoplasmic outgrowth. Means protoplasm of the cell. Protoplasm means cytoplasm and nucleus. Together forms protoplasm. That protoplasm only gives outgrowth. That protoplasmic outgrowth, which is small and hair-like, is called as cilia. By the help of cilia, ciliated protozoans move from one place to another place. Example for ciliated protozoans is Paramecium. Plasmodium is example for ciliated protozoans. Then last one is sporozoans. Sporozoans. These are the protozoans in which locomotor structure is absent. That means they cannot move from one place to another place. Here, locomotor structure is absent. Locomotor structure is absent in case of sporozoans. Means they are non-motile. Means unable to move from one place to another place. Locomotor structure is absent. They are called as sporozoans. Example for sporozoans: Plasmodium. Plasmodium. Plasmodium is a parasite. It is a parasite. Parasite means which is dependent on another living organism for food. It is a parasite and it causes the disease malaria. Hence it is called as malarial parasite. Plasmodium is called as malarial parasite. Means it causes the disease malaria. Plasmodium is one of the examples for sporozoans because here locomotor structure is absent and Plasmodium causes the disease called malaria. Hence, Plasmodium is also called as malarial parasite. This is about protozoan protista. So, this completes kingdom protista. Kingdom protista. So far, we have completed kingdom Monera and kingdom protista. In the next class, let us discuss about kingdom Mycota or kingdom Fungi. Thank you.